Rauzi.
Yes.
So I want to file a commendation, and you're the
Okay.
one here to be able to take that, I
Yeah,
guess.
I'm the on-duty supervisor, that's why.
You're the on-duty
Yeah,
supervisor.
That's why.
Okay, fantastic. So,
I just take your info, I'll write it down, because what I can do is I can submit the commendation through our internal system. So whatever.
Okay.
Would you prefer to write it down?
no,
Or do you just want to tell me? You can just
no,
tell me.
oh, I can just tell you. How,
Okay, perfect.
are you going to write it down?
Yep, you bet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
Okay, so it's on, this commendation is specific to Officer Will Lewis.
Okay. William, yes, I know. He works for me right now, so I know exactly.
Yeah, I know. It has to do with the call that you were on together yesterday at King Soopers.
Okay.
Yeah, you remember that call?
Yes.
Yeah. I have to say that man, first off, that man handled himself with such extreme professionalism and courtesy that he should be recognized for that.
Okay.
Because when I first saw what was going on, before you were there, long before you were there, he was the only one out of all of the officers there, including you, that used really excellent de-escalation skills.
Okay.
Okay? He was working very hard to de-escalate and try to compromise in that situation. It's unfortunate that he was even there, but it was pretty obvious that he was being trained. And your female field training officer, right, was just standing there staring at him. I'm sure that was a lot of pressure, right? And so he was dealing with that other individual, Will, and he was just really courteous and professional to him. And when I walked out, as Officer Lewis was talking to Will, he looked at me and he said, "How you doing?" I said, "I'm good, thank you. How are you?" He said, doing good. Just all around super nice guy to begin with, and obviously a good officer. Because he ultimately was the only one out of all of you on that call that didn't threaten Will. And what compelled me to come here today was I happened to be driving down Broadway from an appointment that I had. And I thought, I'm gonna pull into this King Soopers. I do need to do some grocery shopping since I didn't get my grocery shopping done yesterday. And I just happened to see 2 more petition circulators out there today, standing in front of the door, blocking both entrances of King Soopers.
Okay.
And they were approaching people, they were following people, doing all kinds of things that you said weren't allowed to be done.
Absolutely.
On King Soopers property. And so I hung out there for a while and I watched some things go down, and no cops showed up, no management came out to harass them, no signs were posted, and they got to do their legally protected activity incredibly aggressively.
Okay.
Isn't that something?
Right.
Right. So Officer Lewis obviously has the ability to multitask well because he was listening and thinking at the same time. And it seemed quite apparent just by his body language and his actions of not participating in that call anymore that he knew something was wrong and that he knew he needed more information before another move was to be made. And he wasn't going to be the one to do it. While the 3 of you continued to stand there and threaten to criminalize Will and tell him that he couldn't use the bathroom.
Okay.
These 2 individuals today that were circulating that petition, I actually went and talked to them.
Okay.
I said, "Hey, thank you for doing what you're doing," just like I did with Will. I said, "But I'm most curious, have the cops showed up today?" "No, I said, "Has management been out here to tell you can't do this?" "No, in fact, they came out here to tell me I could do this because I'm sweet as honey."
That's a good thing, right?
Sure. Yeah, that's a great thing. And it turns out that those managers that were on duty yesterday are the same managers on duty today. And I thought Officer Jones' comment yesterday when he said, and this is why this is more commendation for Officer Lewis. Officer Jones said that we can't enforce things, that are racist or sexist. And I saw Officer Lewis absorb that. He's a critical thinker.
Okay.
And I think he really needs a commendation for having the ability to do a really good job as a police officer.
So like I told you, he does work for me, and I absolutely can put in a commendation for him. I wrote down everything you just told me. I can reiterate for you. You said he was excellent at de-escalation skills, he knew how to compromise, he was a courteous professional, and he also can multitask. So I can add all that in there.
And I'd like you to add...
Would you like me to put your information in there as the one?
Sure.
Because it asks us if we have a reporting party. It could either be me or you. I mean, and I can
Me is fine. My name is
what's
fine.
What's your first name?
My first name is Regan, R-E-G-A-N.
Last name?
It's not necessary.
Just Regan?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to give us a phone number or anything that I could put in there if you need? No?
Not necessary.
All right, I'll just type in
But I
there.
also would like you to add that he shows incredible potential to be an excellent police officer. I'm assuming he's a training. Am I completely wrong?
Nope, he's in training right now.
Yeah,
so
he's excellent.
He is.
Yeah.
So I'll do that, and I have no problem doing that. So
Well, I appreciate that. And how
So
will
we always like to hear the good things that we're doing as well. So
Right.
I have no problem with that at all.
and how will I hear back about whether or not he received that commendation? So is the process?
I'm telling you right now, I am putting it in.
Well, you put it in,
Yes.
but what happens next?
It just goes into his personnel file, and I'll make sure it goes into his training record as well, because he's in training, so we document what happens on a daily basis, weekly basis, so we can add that in there, that he had somebody come in, and I'll put in there of exactly what you said.
Does he
but-
receive a letter of commendation from his
So,
superior?
I wouldn't consider it a letter of commendation, so what it is we just have a file that we keep, and I can throw stuff in there so we can reference it down the line. So what I do personally is I also copy and paste it, send him an email, and just say, hey, Will, this was entered into your, under your file today. Congratulations, thank you for representing the police department well. So that's usually what I do along those lines when we get commendations like this.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good start.
All right.
So yeah, thank you very much for coming out and taking that commendation. And yeah, so
All right, anything else I can do for you?
no, not right now.
All right,
Thanks.
I appreciate it. Have a
You
good rest
bet.
of your day.
You as well. Thanks, Joanne. I'm sorry? Oh, he is. He is. What do you think of that? So let's just hang out here for a minute. You know who that was, right? What a trip. So I came over here and I did a static video to get in the building. It took me over 6 minutes to be able to access the police department because I got to check in, right? I came in here and I said, I need to access the police department. Well, we're back, at this locking the public out. You must ID yourself. And I said to this nice guy working in here, if I come in here and I want to access the police department, I obviously need to do some business with the police department. So it really doesn't matter what my name is, and I don't want a visitor pass. I'm not going to check it off. This, right? Okay, so this is so stupid because I asked him, you're behind this glass over here. If I were to come in here and I had an emergency, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to help me? And he pointed outside at the emergency call box. He said, well, you could use that. Oh, you guys, this shit is wild. It's absolutely wild. So, Joanne, wonderful Joanne, right? The records lady, she comes all the way out to the front and she opens the door and she says, "Oh, hi, Regan. What did you need?" "Oh, I want to file a commendation. Remember? I mean, we can come here and file a commendation." "Oh, come on in." After the guy working the desk called back there, they answered the phone. They wanted to know what it was about. I said, I'm just not going to tell you what it's about. What if it's really confidential information? What if I don't want to talk to you? Just let me in the damn public building. You cannot even access the police department without IDing here in Littleton. And then they need to know what the nature of your business is. And remember, Commander Cooper said we could just come in any old time. This place is kind of a mess. And Sergeant Rauzi over there, oh, he did a good job. He did a good job. Not arguing with me. Because the commander that Joanne said was initially available, he's in a meeting. So this was the next person in line to be able to, he was a supervisor on duty to take my commendation. That worked out really good. So, yeah, hit that like button. Oh, and by the way, I do want to make a statement. I applied for my monetization that I was qualified for on YouTube like 3 or 4 months ago. I had enough watch hours and everything, but I didn't apply for it because I didn't figure that I was going to be making any money anyway, because I'm not going to comply with all the things that your videos make money on. So if anybody wants to educate me on that, I did go apply for that, and it was approved and all that. So I need to understand what videos, if there's any cussing in them, you don't have ads on them, right? So then you don't get paid. Because I actually do want to generate some money for the nonprofit by doing that. So if anybody's really got the quick, low-down summary on how that works, since I'm constantly being accused that I just do this to make money, it's time to make money. Because I need every dime I can get put into this nonprofit. So if this is how I have to do it, then so be it. So if somebody could give me the summary. Oh, look, she's peeking through the blinds over there to see what's going on out here. Don't worry, I'm not a threat. Yeah, Master Baker, from yesterday to today, we're talking 24 hours. This all took place in 24 hours. You saw the live stream earlier, right? I don't think I saw you in there. Were you in there? Did you see what happened to King Soopers? Yeah, you're going to want to go back and look at that. Yeah, when you're on a roll, you just got to roll with it. And that was all happenstance again, I'm telling you. I explained in that earlier stream, I had an appointment down that way by that King Soopers. And I just said to myself, I'm going to pull back in there and see if Will is in there. And I do need to do my grocery shopping because I didn't get it done last night. And I didn't get it done again. And lo and behold, there's 2 petitioners blocking each door at King Soopers. And then if you go read the live chat of everything that went down, and don't be giving up on that stream when the screen went black, because it only got to the best part after the screen went black. So if you didn't watch that video, you're gonna want to go watch that. This all is just by divine intervention. There's just absolutely no other way to explain that. And Sergeant Rauzi, you need to do a better job. Holy shit. All the threats that guy made yesterday, I hope he feels really fucking stupid today. And you too, Jones, when you made the comment that you can't be there to enforce any, racist or sexist stuff. Because look, I'm sorry, but this picture that got painted, it don't look good. Same managers are on duty. You got a couple white people out front. You got this white guy saying management came out and told him he could stay there because he was sweet as honey. You got somebody that calls King Soopers, talks to a manager by the name of Paul, who says that Will was told to leave because of his attitude. And yeah, this don't look good, does it? And Officer Lewis was the only one yesterday. And you really couldn't see everything going down on that stream. That stream was horrible to be able to even see anything. But I watched him very closely. And so far, he's this police department's only hope. True story. All right, you guys, so I did get on their Wi-Fi in here so I could stream. So I'm gonna have to end this as I walk out the building, but walk with me, stay with me while I walk out here so you can see this area of how they lock people out and how you have to ID to get in the building, because I don't think I ever had any of that going on a stream the other day when I came inside. When's the next meeting with the mayor? Oh, hell. I don't know. Their next city council meeting for public comment. So thank you, Patrick. Thank you very much. So I'm going to end it. I'm going to lose my signal as I walk out the door. So when this ends, it just ends. I just want you to see how they're locking people out of here. So there's how you access the police department. Okay, that's the only access in this entire compound to be able to get to the police department. And outside of it, there's the records window, like you saw. Okay, and so here, these doors are locked. And then they make you check in right here and make you ID, because that's what the city is saying has to be done. And then someone sits behind that glass and makes the phone calls and takes all of your information. And yeah, well, I'll leave it recording, but it is going to end when I get in the car. So thank you very much for your courtesy. I really do appreciate that. Didn't mean to give you a hard time at all. Okay? Have a great night. Thank you. Okay, well, let's see how long this stays. Ask the mayor to respond, please, the next time, just to see what his response would be. Well, listen, so I think you guys should write him, really. I did write I wrote the entire city council today, including the mayor. And, hi, Pauline, how are you?
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Thanks, Kathy.
Is there I was just gonna come out here to look at,
So this is where we post
your agendas and stuff for your
agendas
meetings.
and legal notices.
Right,
Yeah.
right. The next
What are you looking
city
for?
council meeting will be when?
So there's a study session on Tuesday.
Okay,
Study sessions, there's no opportunity for public comment.
right,
Their regular meetings are on the first and third Tuesdays of the month.
the first and third Tuesdays of the month. Okay,
And study sessions are the second and fourth.
perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good to know. Some people were asking, and I was gonna.
Yep.
All right, very well. Thank you very much
You're
for all of
welcome.
your help, and I suspect I'll be hearing from you in 2 days.
Hopefully by the end of tomorrow is my plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
That's my plan.
Okay.
All right. So.
Thank you.
That's what I'm working towards.
All right. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Have a good night. So that was the wonderful clerk of Littleton, and she is, and so was her assistant. Very helpful, very courteous. Gave us a tour of the council chambers and has answered all of my questions and is working on all of my records requests. So I look forward to them being exactly what they're supposed to be, because she clearly knows her job. So anyway, so I guess we still have connection out here, right? Ellie, you know what? Well, I didn't see that bin is gone, right? So the police department, okay, this is how that went. So I, when I did that static video, when I came in here until I connected to the internet, I did ask Joanne why those forms that were once here are now on the counter in there in front of the records window. And she said, oh, we're pretty much open now. I mean, you can just come on in. No, not really, Joanne. Not really. Not at all. What's this paper survey thing going on here? What is this? Unified Land Use Code. Where's the survey? There ain't no survey here. Where is the damn flyer, Commander Cooper, on how to file a complaint here and what that looks like? Because you didn't have any at the records window. You didn't have any right in here where you got flyers and pamphlets on the wall. Brother. Hey, bees, how are ya? Orang Bliss, Orange Bliss, what is this? I gotta put my glasses on. Hey. Well, you know, when I decide to go down, when I decide to allow myself to be taken down a rabbit hole willingly, I usually am very intent that I complete it with some dedication and perseverance. I'm just gonna sit here for a minute, since we still have Wi-Fi outside of the building. I'm just gonna scope stuff out here for a little bit. Thank you, Joey. Yeah, lots of tyrants, indeed. We saw a whole gaggle of them yesterday threatening Will at the King Soopers, and then we saw a whole different story today, didn't we? Yes, we did. The mayor will give you lies, bullshit, and lies. Well, okay, did I finish telling my story about that I wrote to the city council this morning? I wrote to the mayor, I addressed the mayor, and I included the city council. I addressed them as well, and I said to the mayor, I said, you need to apologize to the individual that you were unprofessional with. And it's unfortunate that you perhaps maybe we're just having a bad day and you are in rare form, because we all have bad days. And sometimes, you know, we do and say things that we shouldn't. So just apologize and, you know, recognize that this person was trying to inform you of a very serious problem in your police department. And perhaps your, you know, fellow council members can hold you accountable as well, because you all have to work as a whole, and you know, you need to look like somewhat of a group of professionals. I mean, when you got the mayor putting shit like that in an email, I mean, he's pretty much talking for the whole city council, you know? And the fact that the mayor is not elected here, but will be for the first time ever in November, you know, I mean, we know this is an appointment of his buddies, making him mayor. Okay, well then his buddies gotta hold him accountable, right? Duh. I mean, come on. So anyway, I only got one response, and it was from Councilwoman Groves. Don't quote me on that. Pamela Groves. That, yeah. And it was just a one-line response, and she said, "Thank you for your email." So, but at least that is the professional thing to do, to at least confirm with someone that you received their email, okay? They don't necessarily have to offer a response or any detailed rebuttal to it, but show some respect, you know? Show some damn respect for the people that have put you here. They forget. They just forget. So when you treat people like that, don't be butthurt or shocked when people double down times 10 and treat you like shit. And don't wonder why. Don't wonder why. Don't wonder why word spreads faster when you do dumb things like that than when you do good things. There is an art to the English language, and words have meaning. And it's hard enough to construct a message to get your point across positively, constructively, and respectfully, that you take less time, of course, to act like an idiot and respond like that, and the damage you cause from that. I don't know why people don't understand that to own the messaging, to own what you do and the position you're in, at any level of government, the second you respond with disgust or rebuttal to someone who's even being horrible to you, I mean, even if they're absolutely pride, I don't think it's pride at all. I say it's everything opposite of pride. Because if you have pride for yourself, you're not going to set yourself up for that, okay? You're going to be one step ahead, and you're going to be thinking outside of the box because, yeah, I don't know who's running for election. I don't know anything about any of that that's going on. I don't have time to get that deep into this. I don't live here. I don't have a vested interest in coming here every week to hoop and holler because my city government, this isn't my territory. I do a lot of business over here, and that's ultimately how I had this interaction with the police department, but I can't get that involved. But it was important for me to get that on the. But back to my messaging. So someone is just being absolutely horrible to you. So escalating that is the response. And this email exchange was fantastic. This individual, I'm not going to name him, wrote and addressed the mayor with the issue that had happened at King Soopers, and pointed out that this is the face of your city. The internet is forever, and the good citizens of your town, city, this is a disgrace to them. And his one-line response, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, what do you think is going to happen with that? So if you don't know what he's talking about, then fucking find out without putting something so stupid in writing. And if that wasn't enough, it's arrogance, Master Baker. It has nothing to do with pride. If that wasn't enough, the man went on to further explain and repeat what he had said in the initial email. And the mayor's response was, I'm not sure you're running on all cylinders. And you wonder why this police department is operating like that? It all up here with the city manager, okay? I haven't even gotten into the city manager issue with this because I don't have time. But these little social clubs in these small little towns here, because we're a local control state. I mean, they can literally operate how they've established their city charter. I mean, Denver's completely opposite of Littleton, and I mean, they're right on the border of each other. So they can do what they want. It's up to their own people to hold them accountable. So it's a social club. these are social clubs because they are not held accountable. And if they are, the majority of it is by the 65 and older group, especially here in Littleton. So they're all friends. They've known each other for 100 years. And they all love each other, and they just, go to the library on Tuesday, blah, 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 and they want to be able to have their streets clean, and they want to get rid of all these transient people walking around here, and just back the blue, because there's just no other way to get all this stuff done. It was the same thing up in Westminster. Anybody that was on my channel when I was going through the Timmy Henley public comment process up in Westminster with Herb, the mayor. I mean, the man tried to have me removed from the podium because he didn't like what he was hearing. He'd already been sued. The city of Westminster was already sued for the shit he pulled. And the people of Westminster still let him continue to do it. I mean, it's hopeless. It's absolutely hopeless. Somebody said to me that filing complaints is worthless. It's a waste of your time. And I responded with, no, it's actually not. Because if you're going to change anything in a police department, you have to do that, right? So you can expose it all. You're not going to change these idiots that get elected with no accountability, because nobody cares about that stuff as much as they care about really what goes on in a police department. And unfortunately, it's people that want to hold them accountable that don't even live here, because we've seen enough of this, and we see where it goes and how it ends, and it doesn't end well, right? So they wonder how they get all of these people from anywhere in the country or anywhere else in the state to end up in their business. Well, it's because you're not doing it right, and somebody has been adversely affected, you dipshits. And I used to like this police department. My old neighbor was an officer here, and he was a good guy. And like I've said, all those cops, they've long retired. They're done. But there's still a lot of people that work here that worked with him, okay? And Commander Cooper said that, it absolutely is a money exchange game. And how to bolster private business using your buddy on city council. We heard that in the city council meeting. I mean, they're starting another little social club, essentially about the same as what Denver's doing with their downtown business partnership, where they get together with each other and then they go make some ordinances to get rid of the homeless. And then they use the police department to enforce it. And that's exactly what they're in the process of doing here in Littleton. And they made it very clear at that city council meeting the other night. So yeah, I'm going to be paying attention to that as well, because I'm powerless to stop that, because people don't show up. I'm not going to go in there and waste my time to go, you know what, this is going to be bad policy, and here's why. They're going to go, thank you for your comment, and they're going to do it anyway. I'm not going to affect anything like that, because nobody else will care. Yeah, Inglewood's the same. Well, they've already done it. They've already done it. And it's this tri-city partnership they have, Robert, between Sheridan, Littleton, and Inglewood. They call it, help for the homeless. They're trying to problem solve and get together, and, we need resources, and we want to make sure they're all connected, and we're doing everything possible to help them. It's a lie. They criminalize them out of their precious little cities, and that's exactly what you see every time I show you what's going on in my camps. Those are Inglewood natives over there, okay? You see me going into the Inglewood courts to clear all those warrants. You guys, I'm not even a quarter of the way through the amount of people that have warrants in Inglewood that are living homeless in Denver. And that's not a joke. It's not a joke, okay? And I want to clear these for them, so that piece is out of the way as a barrier, because you will not get anything done with warrants, okay? So that's the solutions here. The other thing I have not dug into here is to actually connect with some of the homeless that are in here, and they're pretty much out of sight. And it's I have heard through the grapevine that there is a fair amount of harassment by the police in here. And so they're forced to, of course, stay on the move. I think some people like that approach. They think that's the job of the police. Well, that's interesting. Let's see how long that car alarm goes off. So I'm gonna dig into that when I have a little bit of time. But as far as participating in the mayor's social club, it's probably not gonna happen. But I could depend on all of you to do that. I think you could, send some emails and ask some very pointed questions. Don't harass, don't threaten, and say, this is what happens when you're conducting your government business like this. Can you, Robert? That would be good. Yeah, the car alarm, somebody's doing it to be obnoxious. Whatever. Yeah, you can call, email, or write me, whatever. All my information is on the About section of the channel. What's going on there, Darlene? I'm kind of paying attention there. Yeah, where's your ordinance enforcers for noise violations? Well, hopefully the battery will die pretty soon. It's pretty loud. That should drain that battery pretty quick. You get quicker response with a camera than you would robbing someone? What do you mean? Amy! So I know you're okay. Yay, I was worried about you. Maybe you've already responded. Yeah, this is right outside of the Littleton Police Headquarters. Yeah, that'd be great, Robert. Please do. I'd like to know. Oh, it stopped. I'd like to know what you know and who you know, for sure, so we can understand that. Have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Thank you. It's hot. That's Joanne, the records lady from the police department. Super nice. Yeah, Amy, I will have to catch you up on all of what's gone down here in the last few days. Oh, hey, yeah, notifications aren't working. Yeah, it's so hit and miss. I don't know. But you're going to want to go back and watch this one. Most definitely. Huh. Yeah, this is, Joey, this is just a small snippet of a little tiny town in Colorado that you're seeing government in action. So, all right, well, I guess I had a little bit of a plan, but I need to go because I got to get out there and help them with trash. I told them to wait until it cooled down and that we would get together this evening. So for those of you that were watching that earlier stream where my phone died because it overheated, it was 102 degrees in the sun out there today. When I went out there to deal with some sanitation issues that I said we should get together later when the sun goes down and maybe address some of that. But someone insisted that it happened immediately. And that's what I supported her in that. But I need to, yeah, Darlene, you gotta go watch that King Soopers video. You knew what happened yesterday, right? Yeah, well, check that out today. Oh, RP, okay, hold on. Don't do that yet. Don't do that yet. Let me talk to you. So, all right. That makes me have to get up now. I didn't really want to get up, but I'm gonna. This was good. This was a good day. Truly good. You guys, thank you very much for following it. I really appreciate it. And it's just complete divine intervention. I'm telling you, that's what it is. All right, I don't think I can do any more live streams today. So, thank you, Darlene. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, no matter the situation. Yeah. I don't know. I hope so. Yeah. All right, you guys.